Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Elizabeth Bratcher, Psychic Medium, and I am here to do your reading for the 21st of June. This is the daily read. The weeklies will be out a little bit later. Okay, so guys, as usual, all I'm going to do is pull 3 cards randomly from my deck. All you need to do is allow your energy to take you to where you are drawn. So number 1, 2, or 3. My advice is always don't think about it too much, okay? Just take a breath and allow your energy to take you. You'll have that number pop into your head, 1, 2, or 3. If you're drawn to more than one number, that is totally fine and makes sense as well. All right, and so without further ado, I'm going to pull 3 cards randomly out of the deck. Let's see what happens today. So we've got number 1. We've got number 2. And let's go to the back of the deck. Number 3. Beautiful. So just take a breath, guys, and just see where your energy wants to take you. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Nice. All right, so I'll pop them out of the way. Cycles. All right. Beginnings and endings are a natural order, which is nice. Number 1, this is exactly what we've been working towards, bringing into fruition that next cycle that wants to come through. So it's a nice energy attached to that. So you've got the healing card as well. And you've also got the prosperity card. All right, and so number 1, what I want to say to you, for those of you that have been consistently following number 1 over the last couple of weeks, you'll know that this cycle's been very much trying to push its energy through, okay? So it's really nice that it's making an appearance now. And when you've got the healing card there, it talks about being patient, but it also talks about allowing the healing to actually come in, okay? And as we've spoken about before, sometimes past things, they really define us in certain little ways. And although a lot of us have said no, they don't define us, but they do. I'm a survivor, and all of those kind of little bits and pieces, they all fall into the repertoire of what makes us who we are. And so, the energy of number 1 has very much been focusing on those external things that are coming around us that have created an impact on our life, okay? So now it's asking you to recognise that cycle's happening around you and to let the healing come in off that, okay, for that cycle to really step through. Now, the whole thing over the energy of the last 2 weeks, number 1 has been towards working towards that more sense of completion of self and feeling like we've kind of let the baggage go of our past that's been holding us back. Okay, and so there's that nice little thing that sits there with financial growth, security and abundance that comes through, okay? And with anything that brings through fresh energy and everything like that, it's going to throw that more positive energy into it as well. And so there is a nice strong feeling around for you guys that are focused on number 1 today. So I just want to recognise this first, okay, and just say to you that it's like I want to go woohoo, you've let that cycle kind of come in and you're recognizing it a little bit more. So just sit with that healing, okay? Allow the healing to come through from the recognition that you've received over the last 2 weeks. All right, but this card is also standing a little bit onto its own energy. I keep getting weak on this card, not day, even though I know I'm doing the daily reading, but I want to say that for some of you that are drawn to number 1, you've been waiting for some financial news or for some financial upliftment, and I do feel I keep getting that's coming in this week. That's coming in this week, okay? So I just wanted to share that as well. So number 1, that is what I have for you today. So let's have a look and see what number 2 wanted to offer. Standing strong. You got this. You got this. All right, let's have a look. Number 2, number 2, number 2. Where are you? Okay, so number 2, what I want to say to you, you've got this. Challenging matters of the heart, not around love. Yeah, it's interesting. For those of you that are drawn to number 2, as I said, you have been following a pattern over the last couple of weeks, very much like number 1, but I actually want to step away from that today and just identify with something else, because there's there's a message that's coming through the cards here that's talking about you need to stand strong in your own energy because there's some challenging matters of the heart around you, and most likely these have to do with love, okay? So some of you today, for some of you that may be a feeling of grief, for others it may be a feeling of frustration, and tension and all of those kind of little bits and pieces. But for whatever it is that's resonating with you, number 2, around that challenging matters of the heart, so that's definitely your key message today, is just stand strong. Don't let, when we talk about once you say something, it's really hard to take it back, or once you kind of put plans and actions in place and put energy to move them forward, sometimes it's really hard to pull that energy back. So I want to say to you, for those that are drawn to number 2 today, be really mindful to stand and speak in your own truth today, okay? Don't let emotions and frustrations and everything else like that get the better of you, either in your words and or your thoughts, okay? Just be really mindful to keep quite grounded today. Now, you may find that this energy is coming off the back of your energy, and by that I'm not saying it in a negative way, but guys, over the last couple of weeks, number two, you've been really focusing on what's within you that you want to change, okay? And sometimes that actually causes problems around because people don't like change, you know. It unsettles the status quo. So you may find that some of this energy is coming off the back of that, and I absolutely want to say make sure you're standing strong. Don't let the fact, this is a beautiful bird flying over, don't let the fact that other people aren't necessarily aligning with what you are aligning to be a problem for you right at this moment, okay? It's not time to turn it into a huge chaotic situation. One, give them a moment to catch up, and two, give yourself a moment to stand strong as well, okay? But just be mindful, as I said, the biggest energy here today is just to be mindful of thoughts and words, okay? Sometimes we can't take back things that we put out there, and so be careful. But definitely all that other energy as well. All right, number two, so that is what I have for you today. And let's have a look and see what number three. Change of luck. Energies are shifting for the better. Nice, okay. So for those of you that have been following number three, you'll know as well, three's had a pretty consistent energy too. It's almost like it has been sort of going stage one, stage two, stage three. So I feel like that change of luck, that perhaps there's been a little bit of delays around something that you've been waiting to come in, okay, but it's just reminding you that you are all good. Yeah, okay, so you've got the internal conflict there, which means you're a bit caught in your own thoughts, which obviously does create that confusion, that doubt, uncertainty, and clouded judgment, okay? So number three, what I want to say to you is that, okay, it's almost like this change of luck card standing there, and that energy has been there. And now, as I said, it feels like there's been a little bit of delay, or, you know, perhaps something didn't get handed in on time, or you're feeling a little bit of pressure that's there around you. I want to say to you, be mindful just to stand in that really nice positive energy that you've been having. Okay, this is a moment. Don't let it carry on beyond today. It takes a moment today to rest, to regroup, to recharge, to realise that, you know, in life things just happen around, that we do have to have a little bit of patience at times, and that we're not actually standing in our own way, okay? So number three, that's what it's like. It's almost like you're not quite having the right level of faith in the fact that the energies are trying to shift around you. So be mindful not to step backwards. And as I said, if you're feeling like you're caught in your own head, you know, these two cards here together are very much a reflection of that. Take the time to group, give yourself a break today, clear your thoughts, clear your mind, and obviously, you know, pen and paper, perhaps it's your turn today. Number one, number two have both been advised to have pen and paper, and number three, I feel like that's what you need to do today if you're feeling like things are starting to kind of surge like a wave behind you, okay? Sit down and put it in pen and paper so that you have a proper perspective and analysis over it before it does get to a point where it overwhelms you and starts throwing this energy back further, okay? So number three, just be mindful, all right? There's no need to be allowing this energy to kind of explode, okay? So that is what I have for you today, number three. So just in quick reflection, number three, you've got that change of luck card, so just remembering that energy is definitely coming around. Number two, being mindful of your words and your thoughts causing permanent actions that you don't necessarily want to happen, okay? And number one was about the cycles, and just recognizing that those cycles are coming in, okay? And as I said, there was that touch of prosperity that was sitting with that one too. All right, and so guys, thank you very much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. A comment's also appreciated as well. Otherwise, you will see the weekly reads dripping out over the course of today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, stay safe, be cool, and I look forward to seeing you again.